Hello, everybody. I'm Jason Wong, the REALTOR Broker here in state of Hawaii. Today, this segment, I want to talk about small fixer-upper things around the home before you want to put the property out for sale. Okay. Here's the thing. I have seen a lot of example. When you start the renovation project, you may go overboard because the thing is you will start rationalizing all those scenario in your head as a homeowner, okay? To think about, oh, maybe I will improve the powder room or bathroom like this, okay? In the beginning, you will have a set budget, set timeline, and also you have collect enough of catalog photos to know about what exactly is in your head, okay? So you go around, you shop around, and then you have a trade people to give you a quotation to let you know about this and that. And then trade people will be also offer alternative way, whether to offer other materials or new innovative way of or creative way of doing the same thing but without costing that much. You know, sometimes like you nowadays the technology of getting like some kind of innovative product is kind of amazing. You know, if you just look at 10 years time span about like how many new things are being introduced for the last 10 years. So with that being said, you have a lot of options, and once you have too many options, okay, then you are in big trouble. You will start rationalizing about maybe I should put X amount of dollar more on the flooring, X amount of dollars more on the countertop, X amount of dollars more on the appliances. And you keep rationalizing, thinking about, well, you know what, at the end of the project, I think my property will show the best, and buyer is able to pay the top dollar for all the improvement I put in, okay? Okay, here's the thing. Couple things is true, okay? And then the rest actually is not true, okay? If your renovation involved in adding more bedrooms, which with of course with all the permit being applied, approved, and signed off in the end, if you're adding more square footage, more bedrooms, more bathroom, and also like these considered to be value added features to the property, and of course this only can apply for single family house. If you're living in condos, I think the building code or the association, sometimes they may have bylaws saying about you cannot take out the lanai, or you cannot combine the lanai and to make another bedroom. Like there are a lot of fire code or safety things that is going on. So check carefully, and if you get a reliable general contractor or architect, they should do all the homework for you to let you know whether it's doable or not. So in general, for adding more square footage to an existing footprint of the property, usually it's only applicable to a single family home. Or sometimes you want to add another kind of like a ohana unit here and there, or some other allowable structure based on the zoning of your land. All these, yes, do it. It's number one for you to improve the resale value, really. Because one more bedrooms, one more bathroom it helps, you know, it helps for the future owner or future buyer, I should say, future buyer, a way to kind of convince the lender to loan a bit more money based on the new assessed value after the improvement was complete. However, majority of the renovation project, okay, here's a rundown. Starting from the bathroom, if you are redoing the bathroom, because it was dated and you put in some, I usually, unless you after the renovation you decide to live in the property for X amount of years, not month, X amount of years, then it's okay. Then you can pick whatever material that you really like. But if you are doing it just for the sake of within 1 year you want to resell it, try to pick more neutral tone or material, you know, something that I know sometimes people say, oh, it's so boring, everything is beige, everything is gray, everything is kind of like a off-white, but that would be your safest bet because believe me or not, I have marketed some very exquisite penthouses in my past. Vancouver, Honolulu, and I have to say these owners, they have impeccable taste. They know their art, they know what they're doing. So the thing is, the whole residence and the mansion actually looks really awesome. Unfortunately, I have enough incoming traffic, whether it's broker coming over for preview or serious buyer, investor coming over to look at it. The majority of the conclusion that I had is that they do see the impeccable taste of the seller, but they are not their cup of tea. So the thing is, you actually limit the type of audiences that you appeal to, and that kind of hurts you because you spend X amount of dollars to do the renovation, and your goal is to attract maximum audiences who likes and appreciate it, and also you give them maybe a future options to change whatever taste they like. So the thing is, if you paint the wall lighter color, if the future owner they want to make it darker, maybe a dark purple or dark blue, they can do it. They can do it. But from changing from dark color tone to a lighter color tone, sometimes people fail to see it, and also depends on how many windows you have per room. Sometimes when you paint the room is very dark, all the light got absorbed to the dark pigment. Okay, so the room actually looks very small, and it just shows very small and not very pleasant unless you really know what you're doing. Okay, then that would be an exception. But most people, they don't know what they're doing and they just paint it just because they thought they saw it from a catalog. Don't do it. Okay, just don't do it. Trust me, if you pick material which is more neutral tone and also sometimes homeowner also kind of scratching the head. Well, you know what, I don't want to pay any money for an interior designer to pick out all these fiber or paint color tone and all of these. I just want to kind of like do this on my own, but I don't think I have the confidence to convince myself this is the right things to do. Okay, this is really easy. Nowadays, you have internet, right? So the thing is, if you don't want to visit any local showroom, you can just go to YouTube, Google image about some of the newest and hottest project in United States. New condos, new houses. Pay attention about the developers, what kind of material that they pick out. I'm not asking you to pay that $200,000 or $300,000 to buy the Italian cabinet and install in your house. No, that's not what I meant. But you can kind of like look at the trend. Seriously, you will be surprised about every 2 to 3 years the design trend to shift. And some of the condo that they actually built in 2015 compared to right now 2019, we're talking about only 4 years of difference. Oh man, you can see there's a substantial shift. Some of them are subtle, which is okay, but some of them are really drastic. And I think one of the common thing that if you remember, was in the 90s, we really like slate. Okay, slate style. Okay, there are lots of interior or balcony or lanai. They paved with slate, and then they also like a lot of brass, and instead of stainless steel or brushed nickel, they have a lot of brass gold tone fixture. Okay, and for the water closet, which is the toilet bowl. Okay, in the 90s they are into tone to tone. So the thing is, if the flooring is yellow, the toilet bowl they also make the same yellow tone. So and also black. Okay, one of the big thing about in the 90s is that the usage of the black color. Back then it was kind of like a kind of really edgy, to use a lot of black color for fixture. for paint, and some of the, because maybe the size and also the interior appointment of the property, black color can actually play out a very conservative yet elegant atmosphere. But black color actually, if you really like black color, I would suggest you pay little money to have a good interior designer to help you to incorporate that into your renovation project. Because if you if you if you did wrong, it's actually quite costly for you to undo the black color or black material. So yeah, so what I'm trying to say here is, when you are doing renovation, what you try to avoid here is you don't want to spend the money on things that you probably won't be getting the money back when you resell it. Okay, quick example: you have a kitchen sink, and it used to be maybe is a rectangular, smaller size sink, but down the road you think, oh, here's the new model. Is those a new not rectangular, but kind of like a dual sink, and it's a bigger capacity. Then you ran into the trouble of getting the new sink, getting the plumber to kind of refit all the plumbing, and also have the countertop person to come in to kind of like do the template, and then we cut the outlet and install everything. You only do this if you are using it, okay? You don't do this kind of work just to think about, if you put in for $1,000 for that kind of renovation job, you don't expect you get $1,000 from a buyer who said, oh, you did a good job, I give you $1,000 more. No, this won't happen. So see, that's one big thing. And then the second thing is about the bathroom. I think the money, the well-spent area for bathroom, of course, if you can afford for stone surface like a marble, granite, and some other very nice ceramic, porcelain ceramic tiles, like some of them are very nice nowadays. And those are money well spent, but they're expensive, because, and also for the amount of cutout and also downtime for not being able to use the washroom will be longer. I think the bathroom, if you have a very limited budget, and if you also know you can add additional light fixture, okay, like recessed lighting, I find if you invest money on improving the lighting, adding more light in a bathroom, that actually makes a huge difference. I saw some of the nice bathroom. Okay, some of the bathroom that I have seen in the past is like this. Daytime looks perfect. Nighttime actually looks totally different, because the lights, they don't have enough light to lit up the interior. So, and also maybe sometimes the light, they don't light up the right style. I think every one of us more or less have stayed in a hotel or motel before, okay? And some of the bathroom, when you walk inside, you may scare yourself because you look so green or so pale. All the flaws that you have on your face are all show up on the mirror. It's not you. Of course, I mean, all those things flawless stuff are happening on your face, but it doesn't have to be accentuate that much, right? The accentuate factor is really about the lighting, These some of the hotel operator, they install like the wrong type of light bulb, and when you lit up your own face, it will be really terrible. So that's a totally different interior design field, talking about lighting, okay? And the lighting there is not just a cool light or warm light, but with the amount of accent light, the accent light, do not underestimate that small little light sometimes on the side of the mirror. That actually is the one that kind of like lit up your whole face. And when you before you're going out or leaving the door and you look at the mirror, that's the confidence going to you, knowing about, I look good. I saw myself in front of the mirror, and I look great, I look good, I'm confident, so anything I'm going to do today will be perfect. On the contrary, when you woke up and you see the mirror is like it's so bad, and you keep telling yourself, how come I look so bad, that actually defeat your own kind of deflate yourself. Okay, anyway, talking about the renovation job. So the thing is, I found adding more lighting in the bathroom and kitchen. Even you have older fixture, instantly you create a very different look and feel. Like really. And if you can go a little bit more fancy, if you have a different section of a lighting, like for example, this section of light will control the front light or the back light or like different type of light. And also have a dimmer installed. I think right now the cost of the dimmer is cheaper, much cheaper than 10 or 15 years ago when they initially like introduced the marketplace. Nowadays they are quite affordable and there's so many different type of style. So definitely you are in a good marketplace to get a dimmer in and create some kind of mood lighting here and there. Lighting I actually find is one thing that buyer may not know, but buyer will see about, especially if they are looking at condos. Okay, you have to remember most of the condo they are the same layout. Okay, same stack, same layout. But how come some of the unit they got sold before others? Of course, there will be many factors. Maybe the place is easier to show, or there's a tenant, there's a owner occupied, or there's a vacant condition. So all this can be a factor, or sometimes people they will blame the realtor as the problem. So, but trust me, if the place show really well in the photo, even no matter how difficult it is to show it, that unit should get sold before other unit. Trust me, okay? So pay attention to lighting. If you cannot add more lighting, or if you found you may need to apply the permit. But you know what? Even if you need to have the electrician to apply the permit to get another track of lights to certain rooms, it's well worth it. Lighting is one thing that you shouldn't be skimming. And I'm not talking about installing Italian fixture or chandelier, nothing over the top. I'm talking about fair minimalist recessed lighting, like inside the ceiling. Or right now they actually introduce a very low profile light fixture on the ceiling. So if you cannot drill inside of the ceiling because it's all concrete or something like that, you have those very low profile one and have the electrician to look at the installation manual to see like how to hide the wire and stuff. So there may be some cut out of the concrete, and then maybe we patch the concrete a little bit on the surface, and then follow you have a very nice recessed lighting ceiling. That's actually one thing that I always do whenever I buy any properties. Lighting is one thing that I always like to focus on, and if I have a little bit more budget, for that project, then yes, I will look for quality light fixture. And the quality light fixture, you won't believe it. Some of the style, they last forever, really. So yeah, don't be cheap on light fixture. Pick something that is classy and kind of, don't go for those knockoff lighting. Buy the designer series. Even you can only afford one small one. One small designer light fixture can make a huge difference in a room. But if you buy a knockoff or imitated version, it just never achieved the effect, because there are certain component looks different, and buyer can tell. And okay, going back about the renovation part. Carpet, okay? So let's say if you have a carpet that is kind of worn, like been 20 plus years, and plus you have dogs, you have cats. Yes, if you change the carpet and the underlay, it helps to alleviate the smell. And of course, ideally, after you change the carpet, you shouldn't be putting anything like cooking heavy smell food, or having the dogs and the cats to kind of like release themselves around the carpeted area. It's very important to upkeep the carpet. Drapes, another thing, if you find it's very expensive to make custom drapes from a shop, even for some brand new blinds or Roman shade that also give more like a modern look without paying too much money. The whole idea here is I want you to achieve a modern and also clean look without paying too much money. And then in terms for the bathroom fixture, go with something that is also easy to install. Don't go with something that is too creative or too costly. I have an interior design background, so back then in Vancouver, I could buy a couple $1,000 faucet to install on one sink. Okay, so that seems to be excessive, but I found the faucet actually defined the whole rooms, and it did. And the future and the buyer who actually bought the property actually really appreciate for all these hard effort that I did to source all these components. But again, I have interior design background, so I know what kind of money I can spend in order to achieve certain look or feel, and I can recoup the investment that I pay for that kind of expensive fixture. But for most people, if they don't know, it's better to stay on the safer side. Just find something that is more mainstream, you know. Sometimes people also may install those automatic faucet. I have indifferent feeling about it. I find it's good in Hawaii, and there is a reason in Hawaii I think it's good to have automatic faucet. First and foremost, we have this hot water, you know, our water, you know, is safe to drink, but it has a lot of mineral in it. And this mineral, they do build up, and that's one sticky subject, okay? The mineral maybe stick around the ground and the on the faucet surface, and if you try to scrub it, sometimes you cannot scrub it off, and you use other detergent to dissolve it. Also, they don't come out, okay? Those mineral, they just deposit on the surface. And what happened was, if you get some very high polish and a very elaborate faucet, and then down the road you have all this water stain on it, then it's kind of a shame, because all these beautiful finishes are being covered by it, and you are trying to scrub it, then you may you may actually run into the trouble of scratching the high polished surface. So either way, it's very annoying, you know, for having a lot of mineral build up on the fixture. So that's why the automatic faucet is a good thing, because when your hands release away, or actually being put away from the faucet, then the sensor stop the water to run. So you don't go and put your hand and turn off the faucet. The problem for all of these faucets being tarnished by the hot water stain is because we use our soapy hand or hand to kind of like turn off the faucet, okay, and we forgot to mop it with the towel. So the thing is, the water is still sitting on top of the surface, and the stain will start building up. And trust me, in the beginning, you probably will be doing a lot of things to kind of like maintain it. But when you're super busy, or in the middle of heading out to the airport at the last minute, you will forget about like wipe down everything, okay? So it's a little bit high maintenance dealing with the water here in Honolulu especially. And I've seen a lot of glass faucet, they're all tarnished because not tarnished, they are all having a lot of these residual build up. And I think in the beginning I will try to scrub it, but nowadays I will just kind of like let it be, maybe wait until the faucet is getting a bit more aged, then I just replace the whole faucet. I think that would be much easier than spending labor hour to kind of restore it. So okay, going back, so we talk about the flooring. Okay, flooring, here's the thing. If the room that you have is already having carpet, unless you know the how level below the carpet is, 99% the flooring under the carpet it's not even, okay, 99%, even for those expensive condo that you talk about in town. It's not the developer fault, but the thing is, usually for the contractor, if they know the purpose of the flooring is supposed to be for carpet, they won't spend that great deal of labor hours to try to level it, because your feet may tell a little bit of difference, but it won't be that much. In compared to, for example, in the living area or kitchen area, you put tile or put hardwood floor, then you need to put kind of like a multiple bags of a level to kind of level the surface, making sure the surface is well prepped before you start working on laying out the material, the flooring material on it. So I do suggest about if you are just trying to renovate for the sake of selling it within 1 year and the room is carpeted in the beginning, just put new carpet. Don't go fancy with tile or hardwood floor, because the leveling part will cost you extra money, and sometimes it's quite substantial, because the house that I did renovation, oh, I underestimate how uneven the surface. After the carpet was pulled out, and I was actually away to attend another out of country golf tournament. Oh boy, the contractor called me and let me know about, Jason, we have used up all those all best of those leveling compound or substance. I forgot how they say it. And they need to buy more, and they just want me to give them the permission to go and get another pallet of it. I said, well, you know what, you already start the project, yeah, just go keep doing it, okay, until it's level well. I mean, at the end, the product looks really perfect and very nice, you know, trust me, it looks really gorgeous. But I cannot believe, oh my god, like that was so expensive, you know, plus all the delay, you know, because you have to wait for the items to kind of settle, dry out, be for I don't know how many hours. It depends on the material, the brand that you purchase, but you need to make sure it's dry before you lay down your material on it. And I find it's very time consuming. So unless you do the renovation again for your own enjoyment, then yeah, do whatever material that you like and just do it nicely, okay? Don't do shortcut. But if you are doing it within 1 year that you plan to resell it, then just change the same just replace the carpet with carpet, okay? For in terms for cabinetry, whether we're talking about vanity set in the washroom or the cabinetry in the kitchen, here in Oahu, in the industrial warehouse district, you do have some local manufacturer for cabinetry. So I think if you have one order for multiple unit, you probably can get some good discount from them. And also because it's one supplier, you can account for delivery more accurately, because they source everything locally and they also manufacture locally, so you can manage the timeline better, you know, to have the subtrade people to come into to hand the cabinet, and also your countertop people to fabricate the stone. And but again, I don't recommend you to go too fancy on the cabinets. There's a wide range of cabinet. If you pick the color which is more like a modern trend color, the red cherry wood color, it was very 90 to 2000 ish. So don't pick those. I know some people they really like it, but it's really over, you know, it's felt dated. Don't do that, okay? Unless you really want to keep that property forever. But down the road, you know, even you keep it forever, your children may not appreciate about the type of renovation that you did over there to make it feel difficult to resell it. Yeah, pick something that is neutral. There's a lot of bold statement you can make with the cabinet color, without paying top dollars for European cabinet makers or brand. And also given about in Honolulu, we don't really have a lot of international famous well-known showrooms or brand being set up the showroom here. Our option actually quite limited. Yeah, it's not as many as people thought. And just play within about what you can do. Try not to depends on having the mainland supplier to do everything right for you, because I pretty much guarantee I have couple renovation project done in the past. Almost every one of the project for the kitchen part, the cabinet always have some issue. And if you are getting a mainland or European cabinet maker and they don't have a rep locally here in Honolulu, you will have a trouble to kind of adjust, you know. Like, are you going to send the whole unit back to the factory, or like what are you going to do with it, you know? Even if the manufacturer is willing to kind of ship it without having you to ship it the non-conforming pieces back to them, it's still kind of like a delay in your schedule. And all you want to do is you just want to have a least amount of a downtime, try to get everything done as soon as possible, so you have a working kitchen, working bathroom as soon as possible. And in terms for the vanity set in the bathroom, personally, I found there's a lot of prefabricated one that they are selling in Home Depot, Lowe's. We don't have restoration hardware here. If they do, that would be awesome, okay? Like restoration hardware, they have all these prefabricated marble pieces on top, and then they have these nice bended wood or carving cabinet, and also they have a very nice legs for those vanity set. I find they actually is good. It saves you a lot of money, you know, to buy a pre-existing one. And of course you have to done the measurement. They may not be fit 100% perfectly, but the good news is it's just easy, you know. Like you just have the plumber to connect the pipe, and pretty much you have a working vanity. You don't have to wait for cabinet maker or countertop fabricator plus the plumber, you know. Like if you do the custom make one, it takes a lot more time. So I have to say nowadays the prefabricated unit is pretty good. I like it. I actually saw a lot good one in restoration hardware in mainland, and I found the style is so nice, you know. I wish they have shops here so I can change certain component in my home with those new pieces. So and that's also actually do the job fast and then save you some money, but you have a very modern looking bathroom. Finally, okay, about I think still the bathroom, you know. Oh, again, for the renovation, don't go overboard with the closet, okay? If you are not intended to live there, okay, or less than 1 year you want to sell it, do not spend too much money on custom make your closet, okay? Don't get those expensive custom closet maker to come to your home and do all of this. Buyer will appreciate, but I've never heard about a buyer will write an offer because you have a very nice organizer unit, okay? So don't try to get fooled around thinking about you put in $50,000 custom closet and then you will get the $50,000 back in the result. It doesn't work. In fact, sometimes the money that you spend on the closet, because it's so custom, the buyer may not appreciate it, okay? Maybe the gentleman or the lady, they need more drawers, or they need more shelving, they need more hanging, they want a long hand, they want a low hand. You can never satisfy everybody who comes to your home, okay? So the thing is, don't waste money on that. Do that just because you need that for yourself first, okay? And when you sell it, then that's just a bonus, okay? Another thing to touch on is a mirror, okay? So for the bathroom, I do suggest you to do a kind of full-length mirror from wall to wall. Small space become big space, and big space become bigger space, okay? So, and mirror, the cost is so much cheaper than any other material that we talk about, like a stone, marble, of those. And if you have the proper new lighting, well, big mirror, big statement, really big statement. Um, don't go for those small frame one. Like they look cute, but in practice they don't look good. They kind of like too tiny. Get a big one, a wall-to-wall one. Okay. Bathtub. Okay, bathtub versus shower. Okay, this one I have to talk. I know a lot of us, we don't have the time to take a bath. Okay, no, take a tub. We just take a shower in and out, and then we go to work. That's the typical people. Doesn't matter where you live. That's really the way. However, the bathtub culture is not going away. Okay, so the thing is, if you have a bathtub in-house, keep it. And if you cannot renovate a bathtub, I mean, unless the bathtub condition is really bad, okay, try to retain the bathtub, because you won't believe how many people they complain about a place that used to have a bathtub and then now make it a bigger shower, and then later when I show it to the buyer will complain about, oh, I wish this is still a bathtub and then a shower on top of the bathtub. Like, on the other hand, when people they do the renovation, they put a bathtub back in place and the shower area is still so small, there should no complaint. So people don't complain about it. So the thing is, the experience I'm having is if there's a bathtub, keep it or replace it. You don't have to do a very expensive tub, but if there's a newer, a white one, that's already sufficient. Whether you need to go fancy about round edges or having the custom panel, all of those, well, if it is clearance or floor model and has no damages, why not? So bathtub, yes, should retain it. Do not take it out. Okay. Get more drawers for the bathroom. Drawers is one thing. A lot of renovated bathroom, sometimes they have all the exposed shelving, in the vanity set. It looks great in picture when you stage it, but when you are living there, 99% you probably will throw it away, and then we do the whole shelving with enclosed door and drawer, because you have a lot of like gel, cream, toothpaste and stuff, and like items that is in a round shape, and they will roll it away, so if you don't have and also you want to have everything concealed, so it looks more organized and concealed, so people don't know about like how many items you have in the drawer, versus about if everything is open, it can get very dusty if you are away for a couple weeks. So drawers, have enough drawers in the bathroom. And then windows. Okay, if you live in a condo, windows is not an issue, but if you are living in a house, windows wise, you won't get the money back for the windows upgrade that you put in. Okay, that even is the cheapest type of windows that you put in. Unless the window, the glass is broken, then you should change it, because down the road the inspector may tell you about, oh, you know what, get the credit to the buyer, because it's cracked. But overall, unless there's a specific reason that you want to change all the windows, you do it for yourself, but not for the resale. Okay, you don't really get the money back one-to-one. Roofing. If the roof is maintained well over the years, and if there's any crack pieces, you can just replace those crack pieces instead of redo the whole roof. Of course, if you are planning to install the solar panel on the roof, then maybe you can just one stone kill two birds purpose, to kind of like do the roof, do the solar panel, and usually people, company who do the solar panel, they may also do the roofing as well, so they may give you a decent discount to do all the upgrade in one shot. So then you can do it. But if you just kind of want to redo the roof, and if the roof is not that bad, don't waste money on it. Like nobody really climb the ladder up to see the roof unless it's a home inspection, okay? And if there's no leak and the roofing is doing okay, then just leave it alone. Exterior wise, okay, this is really important. Do not plant too many trees around your property. I mean, those trees that can go really, really tall, okay? Trust me, I like flowers, I like trees, I like bushes, I like plants, in nature. But as a realtor, it's always such a shame about some of the house, they have all these nice architectural elements, and they're blocked by the trees or blocked by the bushes because they planted so early in the ages, and the previous owner who planted, they don't realize the trees or the plant can grow that big. And in the end, they actually damage the foundation because the roots can go down to the house, and they can move certain, they may impact the integrity of the structure. So I think just be mindful when you plant those tree. Palm trees, coconut tree, same idea. You have to have a long vision to envision, to kind of think about when the tree mature in the next 10 or 20 years, how will it look, how will it impact, or will it add more curb appeal to it, or it actually hurting it? I found a lot of yield plan gardening. At the end, people have to chop it down, in order to make the house look more presentable. And that's such a shame, like the trees has been living there for 20 or 30 years, and then because they need to sell it and make it show nicer, then they chop it down. So why don't the homeowner plan it carefully so that the tree can live for as long as it wanted, but at the same time it also add the curb appeal to the house. So be careful when you do gardening, okay? And okay, one of the most important thing about the renovation thing that that I don't usually recommend people to do, appliances upgrade. Unless you really want to use certain appliances and while you're staying in your property, then you can do it. But in general, don't go out and do appliance shopping just because you think you spend $5,000 on appliances packages, then you get $5,000 back. No, you don't. And the moment when you purchase the appliances, I believe the warranty will be it will be good, and the clock start ticking, the warranty, and you end up selling the property with appliances that already kind of lapsed the warranty period. So even though it's brand new, but a lot of time buyer actually don't like it. Buyer would rather to buy the place and then change all the appliances at their own time so that all the warranty will be under their names. And also, yeah, some of the appliances warranty may not be transferable, so they always run with the original purchaser's name, so the buyer actually cannot take advantage of the warranty remainder period. So it actually hurt the resale because you believe about you spend $5,000 on the appliances, and you tell your own agent, okay, give me the $5,000 on top of the sales price of this because I think the buyer should appreciate it. It's very challenging because the buyer will be thinking about, well, the model is not really what I want. This is not really what I like, and the warranty probably has passed already because you live here for more than a year, So all this actually hurting the homeowner, okay? So unless it's broken, don't change it, okay? Don't change it because you do it. When you do kitchen renovation, yes, true, you can change. Okay, kitchen renovation, big thing. At any given point in time, try not to do everything built in for the appliances or using the custom millwork one. I know it looks nice, like to have everything custom millwork, but sometimes buyer will be complaining, oh, the fridge is too small. I wish I have a bigger fridge. Oh, I wish the freezer is at the bottom, not on the top. Oh, I wish the dishwasher have have another unit, or I wish the wall oven and the instead of the wall oven I want to have a wall steamer, you know. Like you again, you cannot satisfy all these failed personal kitchen configuration, appliance configuration setting, okay? So don't try to think about you put a cappuccino machine or you put a very fancy wall oven, then the buyer will give you the top dollars on it. No, they won't, you know, they don't care, you know. It's nice to have it, but they don't need it, okay? And the wine cooler, oh, that's big thing. I see people, they put a very expensive Sub-Zero wine cooler. I don't know how much that you have, $15,000 in a property. And in the end, that Sub-Zero wine cooler, the buyer just said, I don't drink wine, you know, I don't care, you know, like, so I just put soda in it, you know, so you put 15,000 has nothing to do with me. So don't tell me about I have to give $15,000 more on the offer price. So so don't be don't be naive thinking about you can get more money by putting certain pieces of appliances. Rather, if you give the options for the buyer in the future to kind of put in what they like, I think the buyer actually will much appreciate. For example, you know, the washing and dry may not work, okay? And you don't live in the property. The best thing is you actually offer to give the buyer credit on these appliances. So to them, they think about, oh, you know what, I actually have the credit, I can use the money to go and buy what I like, the right type of model. So they actually like it, you know, and also it's brand new. Washing and dry unit is very personal. A lot of time, buyer, they don't like to inherit someone else washing and dry unit because they don't know what kind of things are being washed or dried before and how people use those units. So I saw many times, I know it sounds really wasteful. Toilet bowl, washing and dryer, they always get replaced the moment when the buyer took possession of it. It doesn't matter whether it's a high-end property or just regular property, people just replace them because they don't like to sit in other people's toilet bowl, they don't like to use other people's washing and dryer. So in this case, if the unit broken down, then just offer to give credit. I think that would be much better, you know, and the buyer will be much appreciative so that they can pick really what they like. So I think other than that, yeah, I think that's quite extensive for me to say much about the renovation part. Just if you are in doubt, talk to your agent or broker about like what kind of things will help you to get more value added resale value versus about you kind of like doing renovation with your blindfolds on, thinking about this may help you to get more money or that may. No, we are professional, we've seen enough, so we know what works and what doesn't, you know. So oh, and also swimming pool, sorry, before I end the segment, do not go out and get a swimming pool. If there's no swimming pool and you're not thinking about living in that property for long, don't get a swimming pool, okay? Swimming pool is one of the things that a lot of buyers sometimes they will find as a nuisance to maintain it, okay? But if the buyer really want it, let them go and develop their own swimming pool. Some of them, they want a long one, they want a round one, they want a deep one, they want a shallow one. Oh my God, like that is really one thing that when I was in Kahala, I will always scratch my head to see buyer and seller. The seller, of course, will be saying about how fancy, how nice the swimming pool, how gorgeous it is. And then the buyer will be sabotage, okay, saying, oh, the pool is not deep enough. Oh, the pool is not it's not long enough. Oh, the pool is too short. The pool is too so on both sides, I heard enough. So I'm just telling homeowner here, don't go out and get the pool. You get the pool done just because you want to enjoy. Don't do the pool just to think about you can get the money back. No, you won't. Okay, so I will just leave it like this, and I think probably in the future I will have additional material about this topic. I will do another segment. Thank you for watching and subscribing to my channel. And if you have any comment, please leave it below or send me an email. And my email address is also posted. So thank you for watching.